Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. It's your girl Sonia McQueen with your mind, your body, your choice, or it's your life. What are you doing with it? I did a podcast yesterday, or it was probably Friday, if today is Monday. I have no idea what day I'm going to post this, but it was called What You Won't Do for Love. And it prompted a conversation. And I want to tell you guys, this is part two of that. What you won't do for love. You know, I didn't realize so many people were love hungry or starved for love. And I mean the love of a significant other. I had no clue because I live in a bubble, right? And most of my friends are in relationships, be it marriage or long term relationships. And I have some single friends. And one of them, I spoke to uh, regarding that last podcast. But let me tell you something. What you won't do for love is sell yourself short. There are people out there that thrive off of love hungry people, hurting people, needy people. They thrive off of it, they feed off of it. I'm part of something called the Broward County Human Trafficking Coalition. And some of these women and men that are trafficked, it's because they ran away from home or they wanted to believe something so badly they fell for the first person who came along and showed them what they thought was genuine love. They fell for it. Oh, I got your back. I want to do this for you, that for you. And all they see is love, love, love. But they're missing all the signs. There are always signs. And next thing you know, ah, we're running a little short. If you just do this, we'll be able to make ends meet. If you just do that, just sleep with this one person. Just go to this one party. And next thing you know, they are part of a bigger situation where so many men and women are pulled into. It's called human trafficking. And they find out that person never really loved them. But by now, it's too late. It's too late. Now you are selling yourself full time, seeing zero benefits from what you're doing, and that love that you were seeking is hidden. It's just gone. You don't even long for it anymore. You don't long for it anymore because you're just living your day now. Every day, you're just moving. You're going through the motions. Not only with the human trafficking, you guys, you meet somebody and if you love me, you would do this. If you really love me, you would do that. If you love me, you would go and help me do this illegal thing. You would help me rob this person. This person has stuff and we need it. And if you love me, you would help. Next thing you know, you're helping. If you love me, we've been having an affair for 5 years and we have a child behind your wife's back. If you love me, you would get rid of her and be with me. Now this fool in prison for killing his wife to be with his side chick, who's now moved on in her own life. The things that you do sometimes in the name of love, that's illegal, that's hurting other people or hurting yourself, is ridiculous because if somebody really loved you, they wouldn't ask you to do anything that could potentially hurt you or somebody else. If somebody loved you for real, they would think of ways to improve your situation and theirs at the same time to make you a better person, a stronger person, not knock you back, not take away from you, not deflate you. They would have you feeling so good about yourself and life, your feet wouldn't be able to touch the ground. You'd be so high. You'd be sitting on a pedestal so high, you would be worlds above everybody else in your own mind. That's love. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't bring pain. if you love me, you would understand why I had to hit you every once in a while. You wouldn't think about leaving me if you loved me just because I gambled away all our money and don't want to get help. Love doesn't hurt. Now there is a good kind of hurt from love. It's growth. I talked about it in the last podcast. You grow from good love. I grew tremendously. If you didn't hear my podcast a couple of weeks ago, I spoke about how anybody could come to me and talk to me about something they didn't like I was doing or said, and I would have a real heart to heart, but my husband couldn't. I had to grow. I had to grow and learn that even my husband should be able to come to me and tell me what's bothering him, what's ailing him, what's hurting him, and I should have a heart for it because it is to build our relationship for the better, not to knock me down, not to knock him down. And my treatment of him previously, trying to tell me these things, was a notch off of him. It was hurtful to him. And I had to learn, I had to grow in love. But if you have somebody who's just coming to you telling you all that you're doing wrong all the time and telling you to be a totally different person, they're grooming you. They're grooming you. They're threatening to leave you if you don't do this, do that. Let them go. I know it's easier for me to say than for you to do, but I promise you, nothing good is going to come from a relationship where somebody is just trying to make you a totally different person. They're trying to break you emotionally, mentally, physically, sexually, financially. It's all abuse. The first signs, you need to be looking for exits. And there's always signs. Like I said the last podcast, there's always signs. Always. Make sure you're being treated with real, genuine agape love. I promise you guys, listen, I had a friend who, I want to say this, I'm going to change some things just in case anybody else knows this story. But this is a real friend of mine who was in a relationship, and the person first started beating her, but would, be so apologetic afterwards, and, I'll do anything for you. I just love you so much. She started equating those beatings with, well, he only does it because he loves me. He loves me so much he could not fathom me leaving him or not being with him. And then all of a sudden, it came to putting her out. Get out of this house, throwing her out, beating her, and then throwing her out in the streets with no money, nothing. So now she's just sitting out, nowhere to go, walking, wandering, to the first time he put her out and somebody picked her up. Hey, you okay? She breaks down and cries. Now this person, let me get you a room. That room became the first time she had to sleep with somebody else for somewhere to sleep, right? Then her husband apologizes. Oh, I'm so sorry, and come back. But then she gets put out another time, and she realizes, well, I don't have to wander around in the streets. All I got to do is be here, and somebody will pick me up, and they'll get a room for the night. And that became her life. And now she's selling herself for a place to sleep and a meal. Not asking for money, but occasionally somebody leaves money there because her husband's putting her out more and more and more. And next thing you know, the husband's gone. She doesn't even realize when that happened. And all she's doing is being in the streets, sleeping with people so she doesn't have to be in the streets. Sleeping with people so she can eat. From the very beginning, he showed her who he was. The very first time he put his hands on her because she didn't cut a sandwich right. And that's not an exaggeration. putting his hands on her because she had on too much makeup. And woe the thought of somebody else seeing his beautiful wife and wanting what he has. He beat her confidence out of her, and he beat her into the streets. I told you guys also about the friend I had who she was gorgeous. And she would say to me, "Yeah, I know I'm a bad bitch. I know I'm a bad bitch." But the last time I seen her, her head was downcast. She's looking at her feet. Her hair was all over her head. She had on this sweatsuit that was way too big. She had a child. And he had beat the confidence out of her. Eventually, her dude beat the confidence out of her. He beat her so much. And she didn't want an escape route back then. But he beat her into another person. Is that love? No, it's not. It's not love. It's not the kind of love we long for, we yearn for. A lot of times people are beat by their parents. They're raised physically, mentally, sexually abused, and that's all they know. So they end up with a partner who treats them in kind, and they think that that's love. I'm here to tell you today it's not. It's abuse. It's abuse, and you deserve better. You deserve a healthy, happy relationship. You deserve it. Your parents didn't do you any rights by you, by letting you think this is the way life is. It's not. It's not. You deserve better. So when you're out there and you're looking for love and you think, oh, I'd do anything for love. No, you won't. Suck those words back up. Swallow them. I won't do anything for love, but I know I'll get love because God is going to bless me with love, real love. Because when you do anything for love, you will relent to thinking anything is love. And once again, love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't beat you, curse you out, call you names, give you black eyes, throw you out on the streets. That's not love. Love is all encompassing. It's warm. It's warm. It makes you feel so good inside. It just makes you feel like, my God, this is love. It makes you feel like if that person wasn't there anymore, maybe you don't want to be there anymore because you can't stand the thought of not having that anymore. You thank God for it every day, and it makes you a better person. It makes you a better person because of it. All right, you guys, I had to say this because something came back to me, and I just couldn't go through this day without letting you know all claimed love isn't real love. It's controlling, it's manipulative. Sometimes it's even hate. People hate you. Some men hate women because of what they've been through. Some women hate men because of what they've been through. Learn to love you and not settle for anything less than somebody loving you back. It's me. Y'all know you can find me at ledbymotivation07@gmail.com or Sonya M, SONYAM at ledbymotivation.com. If you don't get our newsletter, shame on you. All you got to do is send me an email to get this free greatness. Have a great day on purpose. And there might be a part 3 of what you won't do for love. Who knows? Let's see what I get. Have a good day.